Right, let's shift focus for a bit and head down to the Eastern Cape as migrant workers make their way home for the festive season. The King Sabatha Dalinyebo town of Mthatha becomes a hive of activity. But Mthatha is also notorious for bad driving, we're told, and congestion around this time of year. Let's get the very latest and bring in Lwandile Mbulali. He's live for us there. Lwandile, a very good morning to you. So talk to us about the area you're in, the activity that is currently underway, and how does it compare to other years when you factor in COVID-19?
Well, a very warm welcome to you, Blaine, and to everyone watching at home. We're coming to you from Freedom Square here in Mthatha. Mthatha is the economic hub in the Ora Tambo region, and yes, it is true, it is one of the most congested towns here in the Eastern Cape. It is a pass-through town. The N2 passes through here from East London to the Durban side, also R61 from Ngobo to the side of tourist destinations like your Port St. John's, your Lusiki. So it is very congested, I can tell you that much. And I've had a chance this morning to speak to some of the commuters coming from different places, most of them coming from places like Rustenburg, saying that they are just happy that they were at home, they arrived safely, because there are many accidents around the country's road during this time of the year. And we also spoke to the rank managers, the bus owners, saying business has been booming this year compared to last year. You will remember that last year there were many restrictions. Some of the people were not able to come back from places like your Cape Town, your Western Cape, so they were not able to come back home for holidays due to COVID-19 restrictions. But it is congested this year, and I can tell you this much, I can actually compare it to the to 2018, 2019, just before the COVID-19. Many people have actually made their way home. There are many people driving on the roads that I mentioned, R61 and the N2. But to talk to us about the congestions in these roads and the readiness of this municipality to deal with this congestion, I am joined by the spokesperson of the King Sabatha Dalinyebo municipality, Mr. Mamposa. Mr. Mamposa, Mthatha is one of the most congested towns in the Eastern Cape. Tell us about the municipality's readiness, to assist motorists, who drive through this town of Mthatha.
Yes, as the local municipality, we have plans in place to ensure that we are dealing with all the types of congestions here in the city of Mthatha. We are going to deploy our traffic officers and our law enforcement officers. Fortunately, we are working closely with our provincial traffic and national traffic officers to ensure that we manage and control the traffic congestion and influx here in the city of Mthatha. The municipality have made great strides to ensure that there are bypass routes to allow those motorists that they do not have any business that they want to do in the CBD. So we have made those plans to ensure that big trucks and other motors, they use those bypass routes. Otherwise, in terms of readiness, Case municipality is much ready to deal with all the types of congestion. As I said, in the intersections here in the CBD, we are going to deploy our officers to ensure that they man all these intersections.
Talking about deploying some of the officials here, Mr. Mamposa, some of the traffic roads, Mthatha is known for traffic lights that do not work, So do you have any plans in place, to ensure that those traffic lights work? In the case of load shedding, some maybe might not be working now. So are there any traffic officers that have already been deployed to assist, traffic where traffic lights do not work?
Yes, we do have those traffic officers that will be deployed in those intersections to ensure that they assist by all means. And secondly, we have been assured that there will be no load shedding during this time. Also, our electricians, they will always be on standby to ensure that those traffic lights are fixed without any delays.
And then lastly, Mr. Maposa, as I mentioned that Mthatha is very congested, some people might see that as an opportunity, to steal, from whoever is coming here. People come to Mthatha, from deep rural areas to make their Christmas groceries. So any other officials that will be around the town to ensure that people are safe, they come to Mthatha and go back with their groceries without being robbed, if I may put it that way.
Okay, thank you. We have got a responsibility to ensure that people who are coming to Mthatha and also the residents, visitors, tourists, they are safe here. We have our law enforcement officers, also our police officers, I mean SAPS, that we are working closely with. We remember that this period is not like any other period of the year. Hence, we have those good plans to ensure that we are dealing with all sorts of crime. We are dealing with all those things that can make our visitors, our people unhappy. So our officers, law enforcement officers, will be patrolling in all streets here in Mthatha using foot patrols, also using vehicle patrols.
Thank you so much, Mr. Maposa.
Thank you.
Well, that is the spokesperson of the King Sabatha local municipality, Mr. Sonwabo Mamposa, talking to us about their readiness to welcome people from different parts of the country into Mthatha, also assist the congestion of people who are passing through Mthatha. And as you heard from him, they are ready to accept, they are ready to help people. The town will make sure that the town is very safe during this festive season. It's back to you in studio, Blaine.
Lwandile Mbulali, live for us in the Eastern Cape.